What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, holy freaking crap. Today is a huge one. That's all I can really say. Battlefield 6 has absolutely decimated Black Ops 7 in every way, shape, and form. That Activision has finally folded and did exactly what we thought was never going to happen. Reduce skill-based matchmaking. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, of course, subscribe and hit that bell if you want to stay notified. And last but not least, I do go ahead and stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to catch any of the streams, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, to go ahead and begin, let's just check out the tweet by Treyarch, the official Treyarch page over on Twitter. They said, let's switch things up. Later today, we'll have 2 playlists in the Black Ops 7 beta. Mosh Pit, and a new option, Open Mosh Pit. Open Mosh Pit features classic matchmaking, where skill is minimally considered, featuring TDM, Kill Confirmed, Domination, Hardpoint, and Overload. Guys, this is freaking huge. Again, I understand that back in Modern Warfare 3, they ran a few tests where, they reduced skill-based matchmaking, but they never told us. Again, they were tests behind the scenes. This is the first time where they are publicly letting people know that there is a playlist with basically non-existent matchmaking, in terms of your skill being tracked. And it's going to be an open playlist for everybody to have access to, meaning it's not going to be hidden. It's not going to be a little test here and there, and we have no clue what's going on. We know exactly where to go and exactly what to play in order to go ahead and obtain this. I can't believe my eyes. This has been something that we as a community have been fighting for 5+ years at this point. We have put in so much work and effort as a community. We have voiced our opinions just basically an infinite amount of times. And I'll be real, it's gotten to a point where a lot of us feel like it was pointless. I mean, me, myself, personally, I was literally going to skip BO7 just because of matchmaking alone. There was nothing, and I mean nothing, they could have done to bring me back besides announcing a reduction of skill-based matchmaking. I said it 1,000 times, and I think everybody else was in the same boat. You guys saw the numbers. Battlefield 6 had 500,000 people the first day of the closed beta. Black Ops 7 could barely get past 70,000. And that's including Black Ops 7 beta, Warzone, and Black Ops 6. That is a freaking embarrassment. They must be getting absolutely plowed. And the only way Activision would do this is because of competition. Battlefield 6 is honestly the savior of the FPS scene, and Vince Zampella has single-handedly given Activision 2 middle fingers up, and it feels so amazing to know that Vince Zampella had to go through a lawsuit with this company, go through a bunch of beef, have his whole team pretty much stripped and all of them leaving Infinity Ward because of all the crap that Activision has done to them, and then to see it come around full circle. It took a long time, I'll tell you that much. It took a long time, but to see it come full circle right now to where he is producing a game that is single-handedly destroying Activision's top seller it's magic. It's magical to watch, and I am so happy to see this. And my opinion is slowly shifting, guys. At first, I didn't really, want to go ahead and support this whatsoever. I didn't want to hop in, and I was highly encouraging you guys not to hop in either. But now, this is what we need to go ahead and play. We have to go ahead and make our voices heard here, because I'll be real, I feel like they're not going to go ahead and make this fair. The fact that they're already calling it just Mosh Pit and then Open Mosh Pit is stupid enough. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just reducing skill-based matchmaking in the whole game, they're making you go into a separate mosh pit for this, and over half of the casuals aren't going to notice this. It's like the same thing with Battlefield 6, where instead of going ahead and, doing class-locked weapons for the community, they said, okay, we're going to make a separate playlist for this, and then hide it in the back. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, still the majority of players are going to play the open class, weapons, and it's going to skew the numbers to make it seem like it's not that bad of a thing. I am thinking the same exact thing is happening here, guys. Why not just go ahead and reduce skill-based matchmaking? Why are they giving us 2 playlists, one for no matchmaking and one with the regular matchmaking system? And why aren't they labeled accordingly so people know? Over half the people who are going to load into the game are going to look at this and say, Mosh Pit and Open Mosh Pit. What the heck is the difference? And just pick whatever is, right there in front of them and play the overall experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't completely trust Activision just yet. As I stated, yes, this is great, and I think you all should be supporting this. We should all be trying to crowd on into this playlist and make sure it's the most played thing within Black Ops 7. But that doesn't mean Activision means this, right? I actually saw a post by Tactical Brit, and I think he put it together perfectly. I want to applaud the reduction of skill-based matchmaking, the canceling of carry-forward cosmetics. But I just can't, bro. COD literally doesn't do anything unless there is a proverbial gun to their head. between the Bloomberg reports and Battlefield 6, it's only now that they're trying to be proactive. I applaud the attempt, but why did it take this long? And that's the truth. At the end of the day, as fantastic as this is, and I agree, we should all support this. It doesn't matter. We all have our trust issues with Activision. I'm right there with you guys. But we should support this because this is what we've been begging for. Over half the people who are pissed with COD are pissed because of the matchmaking bracket. You want to go ahead and get that removed? Support this playlist and make sure that they see that it's popular to allow the community, or else they're going to use the numbers against us and we'll never see it again. So this is absolutely huge. But just like Tactical Brit said, why? Why now? I'll tell you why. Because of competition, just like Tactical Brit said as well. Battlefield 6 destroyed Black Ops 7 in every way. The only reason they're doing anything right now is because people are transferring over to Battlefield 6. They're leaving because they see what a true casual shooter can be, and they don't see a reason to put up with COD anymore. And that's for the overall casual audience. I say it 1,000 times over. It's a ton of, hardcore content creators who will never leave COD, who will continuously play it regardless if there's matchmaking or not. But when it comes to the overall casual base, they're getting sick of it. And they probably thought there was no other alternatives. There was nothing else out there that they could go ahead and play that would give them that casual shooting experience they've been looking for. The only way they could play casually is, just ditching FPS and going over to single-player games. And then Battlefield 6 completely proved them wrong. Hence why the numbers, player counts, sales, everything skyrocketed for that game. They put Call of Duty in their place. And, the funniest part about this whole situation is the meme that is going to last for life. We're too big to fail. They actually came out and pushed forward with that statement, which I still do agree to a certain, point. They are massive and they're still going to make a bunch of money, but they're definitely getting affected. They're definitely getting hit to go ahead and change a core staple of, what they were really striving for to manipulate people within their experience. In order to change something like that, they must be struggling. They must be struggling more than we actually can see right now. I mean, even look at this post right here. This was from a little while ago, but it's still relevant. Charlie Intel said, breaking. Xbox lost over $300 million in Call of Duty sales in 2024 by putting Black Ops 6 on Xbox Game Pass. Call of Duty's lost sales is one of the key reasons why Game Pass price has increased. Call of Duty's not doing well, ladies and gentlemen. Call of Duty is not doing well. People could try to gaslight the community as much as they want by saying that, the players are fine, they can find games, things are going smoothly, they're there. But compared to what Call of Duty used to be, there's nowhere close to being that relevant. Not anymore. They have lost that touch, and they're getting demolished because of it. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, what a time to be alive. I never thought I would ever witness, Call of Duty actually get affected. And getting affected by Battlefield. Battlefield has tried many times before and has always fallen flat. And the fact that Battlefield 6 has stomped them so hard to not only backtrack on cosmetics and go ahead and tone down skill-based matchmaking and put it into its own playlist. Again, it's not completely there yet, but still, the fact that they even acknowledged it and went against everything. I mean, they've been preaching about how good skill-based matchmaking is for Call of Duty for years. They've been calling us crazy for years, saying we're insane for years. And now it seems that we're not so crazy at all, and they were just gaslighting the community for ages now. And I just can't believe it. All the people that called me crazy, all the people who just kept coming at my throat saying that it's insane to complain about such a thing. And here we are. Here we freaking are. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stated, I'm probably not going to play until the open beta still. I'm going to hold off. Even though I have a code, I'm going to wait a little bit. I want to see, first and foremost, if they're going to keep this playlist. And also, I want to hear what people are saying about the playlist. So if you do have the closed beta, let me know down in the comments section how the experience is within this overall playlist. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it improved? Do you get better connections? Just what is it like so far? And of course, as I stated before, if you truly want to see change, don't purchase into Black Ops 7. I know this change is going to encourage those to pre-order as fast as possible, but don't. The open beta literally starts, I think, today, actually. I'm going to be playing it on Monday. I don't even want to bother with it today either. I'm kicking back. I'm not going to touch any games. I'm vibing. But I'm going to try it out on Monday. We'll see how it is, because, again, this is something that we've been preaching for ages. And if I were not to go ahead and hop in and, give my player count to this game mode, it would be extremely hypocritical of me. I've been preaching for this, and I have to go ahead and push with this to make sure that we have, all the statistics in the world showing that this is a good change for the overall community. But we don't know yet. as I stated, I would not trust Activision whatsoever. They could just do this to boost up their numbers, get people to say, wow, this was actually kind of cool. You know, the gameplay isn't too shabby, because Black Ops 7, from what it looks like, doesn't look horrible. Yeah, it might be a bad mouse and keyboard game, but the gameplay itself doesn't look bad. It's just, we still have all the other factors that ruins the experience, especially skill-based matchmaking, which is why a lot of us haven't bothered playing it, you know? So they might do this just to get those players in and hooked, and then, you know, get them to pre-order, and at the launch, this won't even be there. So my suggestion is hold off. Go ahead, play the beta, support this playlist, get your numbers in there to showcase that this is exactly what we want as a community. But don't give them money yet. Don't cough up any cash. Let the guinea pigs go ahead. We already know there's going to be tons of people who already pre-ordered it. Let them go in. Let them play the playlists. We'll see. We'll sit back and watch, and we'll see what happens. And if this playlist is still active, if this is going to be something permanent, or even if they go ahead and push this into the full launch of the game, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. Honestly, I would much rather see it in the full game itself compared to just separate playlists, because I feel like this is just going to make it even more awkward. Instead of forcing everybody into the open matchmaking, it's going to be the majority of the sweats going over here, while casuals won't even bother looking at the two, and they'll say, oh, mosh pit or open mosh pit, who cares, click, get me into a game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is still going to skew the numbers, and I know Activision is working against us. So support it, but be very cautious of what Activision has in store, and don't buy in just yet. Patience is key when it comes down to this. Even when it comes down to, you know, Black Ops 7, Modern Warfare 4 might say, okay, we're going back to what it was always about. You know, we have no clue. We have absolutely no freaking clue. They could revert it back for Modern Warfare 4 and not even say anything. They don't have to say anything. They're not obligated to say, oh, yeah, we, you know, switched it back to the old matchmaking system. They could totally just keep it on the low. So, guys, be careful. We still have Battlefield 6 here, a masterpiece. So this will hold us over easily. It doesn't matter. We don't need to play Black Ops 7 Day 1, right? I don't think the majority of you guys have to. We'll have Battlefield 6. We'll have Ark Raiders. It's a lot of fun things coming out here. GTA 6 next year. Call of Duty's feeling the heat. Not only did they get stomped out. You see, this is what I want to say, too. This is why I feel like they're doing what they're doing. They got destroyed by Battlefield 6, and I feel like they had confidence that they could take on Battlefield 6, which is why they said Call of Duty is too big to fail. Battlefield 6 proved to them that they are wrong, and it absolutely stomped them out. And they were probably really relying on this year because they know GTA 6 is coming out next year, so that's going to be the true competition. So not only did they lose this year, but it's a guaranteed loss next year as well. I mean, my God, this is going to be 2 years in a row. They're probably scrambling right now. What a sight to see, ladies and gentlemen. It almost brings a tear to my eye, a joyful tear, because nothing makes me happier than seeing Activision, and I guess now Microsoft, absolutely suffer. It's a beautiful sight. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So of course, subscribe and hit that bell so you stay notified. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting at around 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys are interested, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. As always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.